So I'm going to go to Notepad++. I'm going to create a new file. Okay. I'll save that. Sure. Save that. Yes. Save. I don't want to save that. So I'm going to make a new file in here, and I'm going to call it file save as. Shh. Remember I said if you're not going to pay attention, Ewan, keep it down. I'm going to call this one recipe. And I'll zoom in so you can see that. And under the file type, I will call it HTML. Hypertext Markup Language. There we go. Great. So now I have my website. There is nothing in that website, but I can go to W3 Schools and get the basic. If I go to W3Schools here.com, it's going to. It always has an example here. Actually, that one doesn't have a head section to it. That kind of bothers me. There, this one right here, right under there. Boom, boom, boom. Copy. Paste that in my code. There we go. I like to kind of tab everything out. Inside the HTML, I'll grab everything and hit tab, and it moves everything over. Then everything inside the head section, I usually hit tab, and it moves everything over. And everything inside the body section, I hit tab. That kind of organizes it a little better for me. Great. I'm going to run that in Chrome and have a really boring website to start. Okay. See that? We've done that before. I also want to link a style file to this. So I'm going to make a new file. New. I'll put some letters in there so it'll let me save it. And I'll hit File, Save As. Now this one is a cascading style sheet. Okay. Or Cascade style sheet. Calling it New 1 will probably be a mistake. I also have a file called style.css, so if I call this one style, it will overwrite it. I don't want to do that either. Maybe let's call this style 1. Something like that. And just to test to see if it works, I'm going to write color:(red). So anything with a paragraph in my website should be red as long as my style1 file is linked to my recipe website. So how do I link my CSS file to my recipe site? There's a line of code you put in here. Can I remember it? No. I always forget it. So I have to go and look it up real quick. It's under CSS, and it's under How To. And it's this line here. It's called a link. Okay. I'm going to copy that. And I'm making this as a video, so you can go back and watch the video if you want. But here, I'm just going to write style1, because that's the name of my style file. And hopefully, that will make all the letters in my website, all the things that have paragraph tags, so really only this line should be red, if I did it right. Is it red? Yes. So I know I did it right. Let me go back and spell style wrong. Okay? Let me call it SYTL. Do you think the computer will recognize that I spelt style wrong and say, oh, this guy probably meant to write style1 instead of cytle1? Do you think the computer's good at doing stuff like that? No. Computers are dumb. Okay? They're really fast computers, but they assume nothing. So, there we go. Great. So I'm just going to show you how to make a list really quickly here. The first one I'll show you is the unordered list. You write the word UL there like that, okay? And then you close that tag somewhere down the line with a slash like that. Okay. And then anything you write in here will end up in a list format as long as you write it with an LI in front of it. So I'm going to hit LI and hit enter. Oh, LI and hit tab? No. LI, does it auto close them for me? Doesn't look like it's doing that today. Kind of sucks. Okay, so let me make a list of people's names. Some of my favorite names of all time. Remember that I have to close that one. So this stands for unordered list, and it's gonna I'm gonna write 3 names in there, and let's see what it looks like. So L-I, Stacy. That's a good name. No one gets named Stacy anymore. And then L-I, and then let's think of some old school 80s names that no one calls their kids anymore. Miranda. Cool. Okay, so I'm making sure I'm closing all those LI tags because those are items in my list. It's like if I was making a grocery list or something. If I save this and then run it, let's see how it looks. There, it makes an actual list for me and spaces it out nicely and puts these little bullets in front of it without me having to do that. Okay, so that's what's known as an unordered list, so that's great. The other type of list is called OL. OL. And I'm going to close that tag underneath here in case I forget down the line. If you forget to close a tag, it won't give you any errors. It'll just kind of try its best. And it never really does a good job. So everything in my OL, I'll also write in LI tags, which stands for list items. And I'm just going to make a little list of steps here. Step 1, open the package. Okay. And I'm going to close that tag. Then I'm going to make another LI list. Take item out. I don't really know what this is, a list of instructions to do something. Build furniture or something. Put items together. Close that tag. And then the last thing I'll put in my list is like, I don't know, call for help. I don't know what this means, but we'll put her in there. I'm gonna hit save, and we'll see that it should order these and put them nicely in a little list for us. And it should put the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in front of those for us, which is actually pretty handy for a reason I'll explain in a second. Launch in Chrome. There you go. It put them all in order for us and actually numbered them, which is great. We could have numbered them ourselves as paragraphs and put the number 1, 2, 3, 4. But then if you have to go and change the list sometime, so if I put like 1 here and then 2 here myself, right? And then 3 here and then 4 here. And then if I have to go and edit my list later on and put like 1 in between here somewhere down the line, right? It's nice to know that it'll auto number them for me so that I don't have to like change this to 3, then go down here, change this to 4, and then change this to 5. I know that it's going to auto number them for me, which is nice. A nice little feature of the list. Okay? It formats it nicely for me. Once we get some Google font in there, it'll look really great. It's going to look great for recipes too, because the recipe always has a list of ingredients that are unordered and then a list of instructions that are ordered. Okay? Take out item. Don't call for help. That's the 3rd instruction. And then the 4th instruction is put items together, and then the 5th instruction is call for help. Now, there it goes. It reorders. Okay? So that is how you make lists in HTML. Just another neat little tag that can be used. It's going to look especially nice in our recipe website. The recipe website does require that you have 1 of each list. If you want to learn how to do a table, it's not that hard. It is the table tag. And you can also do CSS on tables and make stuff look really cool. If you go to CSS and look at tables, you can see this table here. You could copy this table, actually. You could look at this code. If you go try it yourself, I could copy this whole code in my website, and it would look really nice. They put the CSS in the same file, but let me see if I can make this whole table. I'll just copy this whole thing, and then I'll edit it to how I want it to look later. So I could just go like this and paste mine in there. Save it, launch in Chrome. Now I have the boring table. because I don't have CSS associated with it, but I want you to figure out how to do CSS on your own for your table as well. Okay?